All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. These are the tips that I can give you for 2022's annual convention in Miami coming up here in a few days. So, first of all, when you do an event at a place like Loan Depot, it changes a lot of things for us, right? So, Grady, we've done annual convention since 2014. Actually, 15, I'm sorry. Launched 12 or 13. Then we did a whole year. 2015 was our first annual convention. So, you come up with like our 7th event here, right? At the end of the day, when you do it at a hotel, like you stay at the hotel, our first event had 150 people. We moved up to 2,000 maybe. Last year, we had to be in 7 cities. Yeah. The largest group would have been was in Phoenix, probably 3,000 to 3,500. I mean, it wasn't 7,000. So cumulatively, we probably added up to 8,000 or so in all the events. We actually could double that this year and be at 16,000. I think we're gonna. Somebody asked me today, what if you had to bet? What would the number be? Hard to do that, right? But it'd be between 12,000 and 17,000. It's just kind of like where I'd fall in. I wouldn't be shocked if it's 14,800, 16,900, 12,500. I'd be like, that's a little bit low, so I still wouldn't be shocked. It's gonna be a lot of people. I want to give you the schedule so you know what you're looking at. Okay, first of all, the event's free to attend. But what you have to understand is you're attending an event at a baseball stadium. So if the easiest way for you to think about it is, it's going to be like attending a baseball game as far as you getting in. You're going to go through security. You're going to get your ticket. So you're going to have it on your mobile device. You're going to scan it in. It's free. You can't be hauling in luggage and doing all of that. They're going to go through bags like it's going to be like attending a baseball game. That being said, when you get in, the way the seating is going to be, it's simple. There's going to be a couple thousand people let down onto the field because you're going to only seat so many people. Do you know exactly how many are in the field?
2,300.
2,300 on the field. So 2,300 people is going to be a lot of people there. So it's first come, first serve. So if you go, I'd like to be on the field. I want to get the information. The stage is going to be out on the field, obviously. Then everybody else can sit in the stands. The place seats, 60,000 people. So we're not going to run out of seats. But the reality really is that the closest you're going to get, obviously, will be down the field. That's first come, first serve. We don't do VIP seating in Fan First Live. We don't go, well, so-and-so is at whatever level. We're going to let him have better seating. We don't do that. We don't think that's fair. We think that you show up at the event, you show up early enough, it's open, you get through, you go down to the field. They're going to give wristbands to the first 2,300 people at each session. So in the morning on Thursday, they're going to give that to you. When we break for lunch and leave and come back, they're going to do it again. Okay, so you're going to have to leave the field. When we have breaks, that's just like it was a baseball game. The game was over. If it was a doubleheader, you played 2 games, you got everybody leave the field. Fans don't get to hang out in the field. So their security is going to be tight, as it should be, and they're going to run it like a game. So Wednesday night, to avoid waiting in long registration lines, registration's open 5 to 8 p.m. There's also a carrier meet and greet. If you're really excited about meeting the carriers, the insurance carriers, the reps, you want to talk to them, you want to shake hands with them, you want to, hey, I do business with you, you want to thank them, Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. is your time to do that. Like, that's your time. Now, if it was me, you go, what would you do, Sean? I'd register on Wednesday. I'd get my registration done and over with. I'd take care of that. Also keep in mind that it's at the stadium. There's no rooms at the stadium. So you're not staying at the stadium, obviously. You have to get to and from your hotel to the event. It's Miami. It's got traffic. So I don't know if you're from L.A., you got it. If you're from Atlanta, got it. You're like, okay, traffic, we do it every day. If you're from North Dakota, you ain't got it. Like, there's traffic. So, like, you're going to have to make sure that you get there early enough and leave early enough. Coordinate that transportation. Are you with a group of people that's coming over? You can't wake up in the morning and got to be there in 30 minutes, try to get an Uber real quick and make it over there. It's just that's not going to happen for you. So please be very planful. So 5 to 8 early registration. Thursday morning, registration opens at 7. So you go, well, I want to go ahead and get down the field because the event starts at 9. Well, you better be there early. Yeah. All right, so registration is going to be all day that day, but does open at 7. Lead training, 9 to 11. Lead training's been unbelievable for us. It's been such an unbelievable event that we put together. There'll be a break from lead training to retirement planning workshop. That's going to begin at 12. People say, what about food? The concession stands will be open. And so there'll be all kinds of stuff for you to eat. So if you don't like, man, I haven't been there in a long time, but I'm sure there's plenty of options for everybody depending on what you want to eat. But they're going to be open. You stand in line like you would at a baseball game. You pay for your food. You take it. You sit in the stands. You eat it. Very economical, very simple, logistically good. Bathrooms are all there, plenty of bathrooms for everybody. So we're not going to have this crazy wait. Would I leave and come back in between? I wouldn't. You're in Miami. You're just not going to get very far by the time you got to come back. There's not. I just think for me, once I was there on Wednesday, I'd register, see some carriers, get out of there, cool, I'm good to go. Thursday and Friday and Saturday, once I got there in the morning, I'd be there for the day. That would be my deal. So what you need to know about Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday is, yes, you get lead training, you get retirement planning workshop on that day. We got some other stuff going on Thursday in the afternoon. We have some panels, so you're going to see a lot of panels. We decided this year to stay away. We have so many people that we want to get up on stage, right? First of all, we'd like to get everybody on stage, so we're going to do the best we can. We got to get everybody on stage. We want to do the best we can. Can we put every single person up there? No, we had 18,000 agents that were helped at least one family with a policy last year. Thank you.
This is Thursday, yeah.
Perfect. So helped at least one family. So I was doing, all right, so Thursday, registration, got it. Leads training, I was wrong, 9 to 10:30. Advanced market sales.
Got to be till noon.
10:30 to noon. Lunch, noon to 2. And then general session, noon to 6. General session going to be inclusive of a lot of different panels. We did that last year in the annual convention in Phoenix. That worked out really well. We get people to get condensed information. They give out all the information they need to, and it was unbelievable. So then you're done Thursday. You're good to go. Does this get me to Friday or just?
Go back up and tap.
Got it. Go back and tap where?
In the purple.
In the purple. Oh, look at that. Look how cute that is.
FFLconvention.com, so I'll be posting.
Perfect. All right. Friday, registration opens at 7 as well. General session, 9 to noon. So there's guest speakers, there's panels, there's individual speakers. Lunch, noon to 2. Should you be able to have everything? Should you be able to eat, use the restroom, do all that? You have 2 hours, and it's all going to take place right there. So there's really no issue there. General session will take you to 2 to 6. There's a Hall of Fame dinner on Friday. Hall of Fame dinner is for people that have been in the Hall of Fame in any given year. If you've been in every year, awesome. If you've been in 1 year, awesome. You're invited as a producer or as a manager. Either way, if you've hit that and you've qualified for the Hall of Fame, you're invited to the dinner. You get a +1. Your +1, it can't be, I'm an agent, I hit Hall of Fame, somebody else is an agent, they didn't qualify, I'm going to bring them with me. And that's not fair to everybody else. Now, if you're married to the person, or that's a different program. But for the most part, I've had people go I worked really hard too, and I didn't hit it, but these people just went with those other people and attended, and that just doesn't seem really fair to us. So Hall of Fame dinner Friday night. Saturday, registration again. Registration will be, no registration. We figure you already registered last day, so we figured you're already in, right? We've had Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday registration. 9 to 12 general session. 12 to 2 lunch, 2 to 6 general session. We have an awards ceremony 8 to 10 p.m. What you need to know about the awards, which is unique this year for us, is because we have so much room. So typically we're if you go to the awards, you're really going to have to just bring kind of yourself, right? And if you have a +1. But now it's if you want to bring, hey, I brought my kids. They're in town. I got 5 kids. They're all here. My mom's here. My brother and my sister are here. My friends are here. The stadium's so large, we're cool with that. So bring whoever you want to that, right? There's going to be, tickets because there'll be a cocktail hour for that. We're not going to build that for everybody. But they want to go sit in the stands, watch. You want them to see you, come walk across stage. We're totally good with that. Typically, we didn't have the room. We have all the room here. So even if all of you invite a couple people, we'd still be well under 60,000. We're going to be safe. So can you understand the logistical from a transportation standpoint? There's plenty of parking garages. So the way that works is they can't charge you nothing, so it's $1. So there's a number of parking garages. They'll direct you in there. You'll see them. If they have parking for enough people to go to the game, there'll be plenty of parking for us at 14,000 people. There'll be a multitude of parking available. I can tell you that just like a game, if you roll in there and the general session starts at 9 and you roll in there at 8:48, you're going to be late. You're not going to get through metal detector and all that in 10 minutes. You're just not. It's just not going to happen. If I was really trying to get the information for me and my family, I know that I would get there like early because I'm already making the sacrifice. Like, my deal was if I'm already got on an airplane, I'm already staying in a hotel, why would I not just get there early? And the reality is if I'm there early, maybe I can find people that know some stuff I don't know and ask them, some questions. If you are with your team, you go, hey, man, I got 100 people coming with me. I want to find a place to meet with them while I'm there. Dude, we got a stadium that has 60,000 seats. I mean, if you want to go, hey, guys, meet me down in, left field in section 302. I don't know what the sections are, so don't quote me on that, please. 302 will be down there on that first lunch break on Thursday. We're all going to be down there and would like to meet for a little bit. Yeah. Hey, we want to do something, get together with our team on Friday. Got it. Now, once the session's over, you can't do it. So, like, when we done at 6, we're done. The security's going to ask you, but when it's noon to 2, what's it going to take you with that many concession stands open for that limited amount of people that we have relative to a game, right? I mean, you go to a game and it sells out and everybody can eat and use the bathroom. Now take a quarter of those people, max probably. So we have plenty of ability to kind of do some of those things. In the morning, if we're going to open at 7 and it starts at 9, and I'll be honest with you, Grady, I was a big fan of, I just did this. If it started at 9, I just told everybody, starts at 8. Like, I just don't want anybody to be late, man. I was just like, because, again, if you're going to work that hard to get there, why? I don't get it. Like, for me, it was like, what if the thing that I needed to hear from somebody was said at 9:02? Like, I can tell you that one of the best speakers that we have is Mark Mead, and he is starting the whole event off on Friday. He's going to say something that's going to be helpful. He's been our leadoff hitter, if you will, baseball analogy, right? He's been our leadoff hitter now every year. He spoke first every convention. We keep doubling every year Family First Life as a company, so why would we change that? We're going to just let Mark go bat, lead off, and do his thing. He's going to say stuff that you're going to wish you had heard. Yeah. And I think, I guess, and I'm going to say this, and please take this the right way. Whatever you do or don't do, that's your business. I mean, I'm not a judgmental person. Some people read the Bible and they judge the heck out of you, which is weird because it says you can't judge anybody, but they do. They read it and they judge. Some people don't read it and judge it. I just don't judge anybody because you don't have the right to. You're not, human beings can't judge human beings. That being said, when you go to the event, I don't care if you party 7 days a week typically in your life. I don't care if you party till 4 o'clock in the morning, get up at noon. You do whatever you want. You're an independent contractor. But if you're going to make the sacrifice to be there, make this one a business trip for you. It's 3 days. Like, you get in Wednesday, get registered, get focused on what you're going to do. You get Thursday, Friday. By the time Saturday's over, you go do whatever you want to do. But if you're going to be there for your family, for yourself, to protect families, to make sure you can do something in life, to put yourself in a better position in life, why go down there and make it a drunken blur for 3 days? I don't. When I was in real estate, now again, I've been sober 21 years, so that's I'm not judging anybody. You know what I mean? You probably don't have a problem. Most people don't. Some of us do, like me. But I'm just saying, like, if you're going to make those sacrifices, Grady, why make those sacrifices to get there and then miss half the event because you're so busy partying? I just never got that. You can party any day of the week you want. You're an adult. You can go do anything you want whenever you want. Like, why these 3 days? And it's going to make it real hard to get there on time and do the things that you need to do. So, and I'm just more saying it from I don't want to let anybody down. I want to leave anybody behind. I want to put every single person we meet in a position to win. And I do. I mean, we're passionate about that. I don't want to screw that up. Yeah. So I think, certainly get there early. Please be, I'm telling you, I live in Southern Florida. I spent a lot of time in Miami. The traffic is no fun. It's just not. So get there early. Figure out how you're going to, get situated, get over there on Saturday for the awards. I mean, I'll bring my stuff and leave it in the car. And when the event's over, go down and grab it. And there's plenty of places to change and be ready for the awards. I don't think I can leave at 6 and be back by 8. I just don't think I can. I'm the closest hotels, depending on traffic, could be 12, 14 minutes, could be 40. But like, this is, it just, for us, is going to work. But it's a new deal because every other time we've done it, a lot of people stayed at that hotel. It doesn't mean everybody did, but most people did. And this year, we're, problems when you get big, right? We can't, I don't know. Do you know a hotel ballroom that holds 15, 20,000 people? I don't, you know. So, anything else I'm leaving out?
I wanted to just throw in there and ask your opinion on this. I remember my first convention, Dallas 2018. Went there by myself. I didn't know anybody else. Sat in the back, but I made the commitment to go to to the award ceremony. And watching the award ceremony and the awards given out and seeing people get awards, I didn't know anyone's name, didn't know who they were, but I said to myself, I would love to work hard enough to receive something like that someday. And I don't know if I would be where I am today if I hadn't been to that and set mental goals for myself down the road. What would you say to advice to someone that's like, hey, I see it ends at 6, I'm going to get a flight at 6:52 and get out of town? Like, I get that you want to get home, but also what's the impact that you think that could have for someone to just make that extra day commitment?
It's funny you say that because we got our first carrier, as you know, was America. And we started December of 2013, and in April of 14, I don't know if I've ever told you the story, they invited me to their annual IMO Appreciation Award thing. Now, we had been doing business with them for a matter of months, so obviously it was all based on the previous year's volume. We didn't have any volume the previous year. We literally were in business for 2 weeks. And they had a couple days of, training, talking, the whole deal. And they had the very last night was an awards ceremony. And the individual that invited me said, are you going to stay for that? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And I sat for the entire 3 hours. And I looked over at him and I said, it'll be the last time that I'm not on stage, and the men and women we work with aren't on stage, right? I think I also wanted to know who I was. I'm competitive, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we're all one big team, and that's cool. And we're really, as large as Family First Life is, a lot of times we say we're competing with ourselves, but you're going to, let's also be clear. A big part of the award ceremony is us giving back. The Dream Center, the donations from Family First Life to the Dream Center, LA Dream Center, and Pastor Matthew will tell you this, they were over $1 million this year. Those are the donations that went to the Dream Center. The Make-A-Wish Foundation, we're giving them $360,000, that night. We make donations to Paradise Football. We're big fans of those guys, and Rick and Coach Prince are just such great people. We'll make another donation to the Dream Center. We'll have a family from the Make-A-Wish program there. It's why we do what we do. So a big part of that is we do have some agents that have worked with us that have families and themselves that have passed away, and we have some tributes to them. That's important to me. I can tell you that. And then we get to do some recognition, which is really cool. Kind of put our heads together and kind of clap real hard for people who, and we're appreciative for everybody. If you helped one family this year, or you helped 3,000, we love you. You know what I mean? We don't know which family is going to be impacted a day, a week, a month after you meet with them. We don't. But my deal is you're already going to be there for the training on Saturday. You really probably, I got to be honest with you, the meeting ends at 6. Unless you're just going to skip out early, which is your business. I wouldn't. I just think and Saturday afternoon is pretty jam-packed with some amazing speakers. Yeah. And some of the ones that people do want to hear from. Some of the ones that y'all get to watch on TV and you're excited about. You're not going to get a flight out that night anyway. You're just not. So I don't understand what you'd be trying to accomplish, if that makes sense. And I think, Grady, I'm like you. I watched. I wasn't mad at anybody, but I was like, you know what? And I think what it did for me, too, was, you understand, Grady, I was really trying to figure out in April of 2014 if I could do this. What I mean do this was run an IMO. Like, I really was literally trying to figure out, like, I knew I'd work hard. I knew I would never back down. I knew I would never quit. But I didn't know if I could do it, truthfully. I was like, am I qualified to do this? Because a lot of that first 4 months was like, I'm like, one day I remember sitting down going, people keep asking me questions like I'm supposed to have all the answers. And then I'm like, well, I am kind of in charge. Like, I have to have the answers. Like, I don't, but letting me meet a lot of other IMO owners made me realize that, they were human beings.
Like, they were rocket surgeons.
No, you know what I mean? Or rocket scientists. I don't even know what a rocket surgeon is, but that's pretty cool. They definitely were not rocket surgeons. They don't, no, I don't think any of them were rocket scientists. But at the end of the day, and I got to ask them questions, and that was cool for me. Like, hey, man, when you encounter this, how does this work? How many years you been doing this? And I think a lot of that happened really at the awards deal because I think people were like, the meeting was over, it was last night, and I think it just gave me the ability to kind of chat with some people. And you know, we do one big pull together event a year. I mean, last year's circumstances, we did 7, but we did them in the same couple days. But we do one big pull together event, you know. And also the last thing I'll say is, from a timing standpoint, is, you know, you know, Mark Mead and a lot of these other people that will be, I mean, there'll be somebody starting Saturday morning at 9 a.m. You know, there'll be somebody, I mean, the lead thing starts Thursday morning at 9 a.m., right? There's things starting at 9 a.m. I just really hope that people, I also want to be respectful of those people, you know, because if you know me, we are starting at 9 a.m. We're not gonna look around and go, man, traffic was bad, it's raining. We're starting at 9. If there's 5,000 people there, 15,000 people there, 3,800 people there, 7,000 trying to get outside, we're starting at 9, you know. And you know, I remember I had an old mentor who said to me, you know, a long time ago, and he just said, listen, man, I've done very well in life. He was in real estate and acquired tons of properties and did a bunch of management on a bunch of apartment buildings, and he played in the major leagues too for years. And he said the key to my success was I just was always there earlier than everybody else. I know it sounds so dumb. You know, I got a friend of mine who runs some big companies, and he said his dad mentored him in business. And he said, my dad always said, you know, be the first one to arrive or the last one to leave, and preferably both. And that was just what I did. Like, that was easy to me. Like, I just wanted to be there early, stay late, get the most out of it. Because, again, for us, if we did this every month, I could get people going like, dude, it's enough. We do it once a year.
Yeah.
We do it once a year. Yeah, we have some sales conferences throughout the year and trains people up, and those are cool. But we do this one time a year. We don't do a summer event, pull people up. We do one time a year, bring everybody together. And I think a lot of people in today's world, too, are excited about a big event. You know, to listen to, as I was saying earlier, Kevin O'Leary and some other folks that are coming in that are so unbelievable, and listen to them talk about how excited they are to be in front of a crowd that size. You know, so we're excited, man, but we need your help. Get there. You know, I was talking to a guy earlier today, and he's like, man, you know, I was trying to get there, and then I just got started with you guys, and the guy that worked with me said he'll get me a hotel room, he'll help me with this, help me with that. Dude, that's also me. I was broke when I went to my first event in 2008. We took a van, 10 of us. We rented a van, and we drove from Connecticut to Raleigh in 12 hours. We didn't want to get a hotel for an extra night, so we left like at 11 p.m. to get cranking there in the morning. We come in there like on 2 wheels on like whatever it was, Friday morning, parked the van. I hadn't slept because I drove the whole time. I don't think they slept because I was driving the whole time. So I'd be shocked if they slept. I was driving. You can sleep when I'm driving. I'm very impressed because that's about impossible. And, you know, we had 3 vans, you know, brought about 30 of us. And I remember like we bunked up. We had 3 or 4 people. We just didn't have any money. And, but had I not seen the people that were doing what they're doing, had I not been able to see the success they had, that would have made it real hard for me. So hopefully those tips help. The agenda, it's coming out. You'll see it in the next couple of days, give you every individual speaker and panel. They're all doing an unbelievable job helping families both individually going out there and building a team. That was part of our deal too. We wanted to have people that were doing both. We wanted to make sure they could talk about both of those things. And we're just going to be real and raw. Like, here's the information. Can't promise you anything, but we can give you all the information.
It's awesome, Sean. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Grady.
See you in Miami.
We sure will. See you in Miami. Appreciate you guys.